Hello, I'm Gino. Welcome to Dazzle TV. I'm going on my morning walk. It's 6 a.m. here at Camellia, Aklan in Nuancia, Aklan in the Philippines. Today I'm going to hit a serious topic. A friend of mine, we were stationed together in Korea back in the 1980s. And he just got diagnosed with head and neck cancer, like me. I mean, almost exact cancer that I have. And it just made me think, he was asking me questions, of course. And I told him, whatever he needs, I'll be here to support him. But it just made me think about doing this video about preparation that you could do when you get diagnosed with cancer. Specifically with me, I was diagnosed in February of this year. I was diagnosed with head and neck cancer and what that entails. Of course, when I got diagnosed in February of this year with head and neck cancer, it was a shock. It was like I've always been healthy. I've been retired here in the Philippines for 12 years. Never seen a hospital. I don't have any medication that I take, maintenance medication. And I was fit, I was always running all the time. So it was really a shock. Telling Dazzle was probably one of the hardest things because I knew she was gonna take it hard, but that's part of the preparation. You really need to involve your family, and I knew that, so I couldn't hide that from Dazzle because she was going to be my support system. So, Dazzle and I, we talked about it, and then from the very beginning, I included Dazzle in all my appointments. We went through the ENT appointment together. We went to the oncologist, whatever pamphlets the oncologist gave us, we studied it together. We basically, Dazzle probably knows more about cancer than I do because she was researching it online. So it's good that you have to involve your family because that's going to be your support system, and you're going to need a support system, with a diagnosis like cancer. Once you start reading and researching about cancer and cancer treatments, it's going to be overwhelming. There's just so much information online, so many YouTube videos, and it's confusing because one thing will tell you do this and one thing will tell you do not do this. It's just confusing. The bottom line for me was I just had to trust my oncologist. I figure he's in the front lines. He's battling cancer with all his patients daily. So my thinking was he should know more about cancer than anybody online. So bottom line for me, I just had to trust my oncologist. Also, I had to lean on friends that had experience with cancer. Good friend of mine is a nurse in Phoenix, Mina. So I had to lean a lot on her because I knew, she's knowledgeable about the subject. Also, my good friend Gray, one of the smartest dudes I know, and he just knows a lot of things because he's so well-read, and I trusted him. So you need that kind of support system because you're gonna have questions because no matter how much I read, no matter how much Dazzle read, there's just so many things that we didn't know about the treatment, about cancer, what to eat, what not to eat. Since my treatment, since I had neck and head cancer, my treatment was going to be around my neck area, my mouth area, and my nose area. It was crucial that I see the dentist before I started treatment because the last thing I wanted to do was have any dental issues, teeth or gum issues. So that's really important. Make sure before you start the treatment, make sure you get everything fixed on your teeth. Make sure that's done, because that's the last thing you want to do. Because I know for me, when I started treatment, I ended up getting canker sores inside my mouth. And you know, anybody knows canker sores, that's painful as it is already. So you don't want to have any more done to your mouth during your treatment. And one of the best advice that I got, my friend Rachel, because she had worked at a cancer unit before, and she had told me, just gain weight. And that's the same thing my doctor had told me, that I needed to gain as much weight as I can. So from the time that I got diagnosed, it was like the 15th of February till the start of my treatment was, so chemo was like March 1st. It was 2 weeks. I went from 155 pounds to like 168. I had gained 13 pounds. I wish I had gained more, because now I know from that 168 that when I started treatment, when I ended treatment in June 26, I got down all the way down to like 135, and then I even lost weight from that, because the first week of July I got admitted to the hospital because of dehydration pretty much. So the lowest weight I hit was like 125. One of the best decisions that Dazzle and I did before I started treatment, I was gonna get my treatment in Iloilo City. That's about a 4-hour drive from our house here at Camellia Homes. So we got an apartment. And what was important when we got the apartment was finding an apartment that's close to the hospitals. Because I had to get my chemo treatment at Medical City Iloilo, and I had to get my radiation at Medicus Cancer Institute, 2 different hospitals. So we found an apartment, Uptown Place condominium, which was about a mile away from each of them. And I knew I could drive. I could drive from the apartment to the hospitals. And also they have plenty of taxis. And taxis in Iloilo City was only running us about $1.50 each way. So not expensive. It was convenient, because I knew there might be a point when I couldn't drive anymore. And luckily it didn't happen. I was able to drive all the way to the end of my treatments. But the one hospital, Medical City Iloilo, they hardly had any parking. So every time Dazzle and I went there, we always just took a taxi. Good thing it wasn't one of those daily appointments like radiation. With the chemo, it was a weekly appointment. That's really important. Getting from your where you live and getting to your appointment. Really important, because you don't want to miss any appointments, especially with radiation, you know, because like you want that thing completed. Like I had to get 33 radiation treatments, and then I had to get 12 chemotherapy treatments. So you don't want to get any more days added. You wanted to get that completed. And for Dazzle and I, we picked an apartment right on the river, Esplanade, which was really nice, because we had a nice view of the river. The apartment had a swimming pool, had a gym. Dazzle took advantage of the gym, and there's restaurants on the first floor, restaurants nearby, cafes nearby. And that was really helpful, because on my previous videos, you could see me walking at the Esplanade. That was really helpful for my mental health, because the treatments, they are brutal. You know, I'm not gonna lie. There are times when I didn't think I was gonna make it to 33 treatments. I remember Dazzle and I were talking when I was like maybe at 25 radiation treatments. I told Dazzle, I don't think I can make it to 33, you know, because my neck, if you can remember, but was already burnt. I already had wounds like on the neck here where my scars are right now, it was already blistering. So, and I was already putting antibiotic ointment. It was already painful, and to continue, every time I had to go to the radiation, they had to keep burning it. So if you can imagine, if you have burned skin and they got to burn it some more, it was just brutal. So I was telling Dazzle, I don't think I can make it through, but I pushed through because that's what's required. You know, you really have to like psych yourself up because you got to go through the treatments. You know, it's like you got to finish them. I know that there was no way I could have gone through all those treatments without Dazzle. I mean, it's just I had to really lean on Dazzle a lot during that time because there were plenty of days where I couldn't even get off the bed. There was days where I was nauseated. I can't thank Dazzle enough, you know, I mean, to have made it through all the treatments. And also friends, you know, it's like friends that I talk offline, you know, even through Messenger, even through chat, because I needed it. I mean, you really need a lot of support from people that love you and care about you, because it's not something where you can handle it by yourself. You really need to have a good support system in order to survive cancer treatments, because they are no joke. You know, it's like you read about how hard it is, you know, how difficult the cancer treatments like chemo and radiation, but you know, it's the hardest thing I've ever gone through in my entire life. I don't think there's anything that will ever compare to it. One of the things my good friend Gray had told me is always listen to my body during the treatment. And I'm glad I did that, because when I ended my radiation treatment, it was June 26th was the last day. I was still feeling okay, you know, because like I even drove home from Iloilo City to our home here in Aklan, and that's a 4-hour drive, and I was fine, you know. It's like and then I got home and I'm thinking, oh, I'm gonna start feeling good, because but just the opposite. After I got home, it was like about 3 or 4 days I couldn't swallow. I was starting to have problems swallowing, so I wasn't getting enough intake of fluids and nutrition, basically. So that's why I ended up getting admitted to the hospital like a couple of 2 days in July, the first week of July. So, but that's why I say you have to listen to your body, you know, because it's like if there's, you know, if I knew I wasn't getting enough intake of fluids, it's just a matter of time till I dehydrate, you know, and it happened. So don't be afraid to go to the hospital and get that IV fluids, antibiotics, and all that. Make sure you listen to your body. And during my treatments, Dazzle and we tried our best to maintain as much of a normal life as we can. You know, it's like we exercise. You saw in our previous videos in Iloilo, we would walk the Esplanade. Dazzle would work out at the gym and I would sit there by her. And then we still went to the mall a couple of times, you know, to eat at the restaurants at the mall. When I still could, we even saw a movie. I remember we went to the movie theater. But there's gonna come a time when you're not gonna be able to do anything but go to the hospital and then go home. So be prepared for that. Like for us, you know, Dazzle and I, that was not too hard, because we've been together we've been married 7 years, and during the 7 years that we were married, we're together 24/7. We pretty much do everything together. So even we were stuck at our apartment, Dazzle and I would just watch Netflix, and then Dazzle would cook meals for us. So, we tried to keep everything as normal as possible. I'm no medical expert, but hopefully this video helps out, gives you an idea what you're gonna be up against if you're gonna go through cancer treatments, or if you know someone that's gonna go through cancer treatments. Give you an idea on how it is. Right now, it's like I still have about a month left. After 1 month, I'm gonna get a CT scan, so I'll find out where I stand with my cancer in about a month once I get that CT scan. And of course, I'll update the channel here. I'll update people on how that goes. Still have to enjoy your life, and you still have to love the people that you care for, and just be thankful. Like for me, these walks, it just does a lot of good for me, because like every time I can go on these walks, it's a good day. It's a good day every time I can do these walks. Take care, everyone. Thank you for watching.
We'll see you in our next video.